Hello, welcome to Know Bible for Self. Today we are embarking on a geographical and historical journey to find one of the most sacred and debated locations in the world, the real location of Mount Sinai. The mountain of God. This is where God established his covenant with Israel, where Moses received the Ten Commandments, and where the course of religious history was permanently altered. The problem is that the biblical record, due to its antiquity, leaves the exact geographical coordinates ambiguous. For centuries, two main candidates have been locked in a passionate debate: the traditional site in the Sinai Peninsula and the controversial alternative in Saudi Arabia. Part 1. The traditional consensus. Jebel Musa. The traditional consensus places Mount Sinai at Jebel Musa, meaning Mountain of Moses, located in the southern tip of the Sinai Peninsula in modern Egypt. 1. Historical and ecclesiastical foundation. Late tradition. This location was not identified until the 4th century AD, roughly 1,500 years after the Exodus is believed to have taken place. This is a significant time gap, which is the pro-tip that opens the door to the debate. The mother of Constantine. The identification was solidified by the visit of Empress Helena, the mother of Roman Emperor Constantine, in the 4th century. She and later Byzantine emperors established the St. Catherine's Monastery at the base of Jebel Musa. This ancient, continuously occupied monastery stands as the greatest historical testament to the site's authenticity. Pilgrimage route. The presence of the monastery ensured that for most of Christian history, millions of pilgrims, scholars, and church authorities accepted Jebel Musa as the genuine Mount Sinai. The tradition is based not on early archaeological evidence, but on long-standing ecclesiastical tradition and piety. 2. Geographical and archaeological arguments. The terrain, the granite peaks and desolate terrain of the southern Sinai Peninsula certainly fit the description of a spectacular, isolated mountain of God. The lack of early evidence. The primary argument against Jebel Musa is the lack of any archaeological evidence contemporaneous with the Exodus, generally dated to the 15th or 13th centuries BC, that suggests a massive encampment of 2 million people. Furthermore, the route leading there, if it was directly from Egypt, seems to place the Israelites too close to Egyptian control. The common mistake in this debate is assuming the Sinai Peninsula of today is the same as the biblical wilderness of Sinai. While the names are the same, the geographical boundaries may have shifted over 3 millennia. Part 2. The scriptural alternative. Jebel al-Lawz. The main modern alternative theory, which has gained significant popular traction, places Mount Sinai in modern Saudi Arabia, commonly at a peak called Jebel al-Lawz, Mountain of Almonds. This theory relies heavily on biblical geography and a specific New Testament reference. 3. The crucial biblical geography. The land of Midian. The book of Exodus makes it clear that Moses fled Egypt and spent 40 years as a shepherd in the land of Midian before encountering God at the burning bush on Horeb. Exodus 3:1-2. Midian is universally agreed by biblical historians and geographers to be located east of the Gulf of Aqaba, in the northwest region of modern Saudi Arabia. The pro-tip is simple logic: if Moses lived in Midian, the mountain he walked to was likely in Midian. Paul's testimony. The most direct scriptural evidence comes from the Apostle Paul in the New Testament. In Galatians 4:25, Paul writes, "Now Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia." The term Arabia in this context is what convinces many proponents of the Saudi site, as it aligns perfectly with the location of Midian. 4. Archaeological claims. Controversial evidence. Proponents of Jebel al-Lawz, including explorers like Bob Cornick, claim to have found evidence that matches the Exodus narrative. The burnt summit. The very top of Jebel al-Lawz appears blackened or vitrified, interpreted as evidence of the fire of God that descended upon the mountain. Exodus 19:18. The golden calf altar. At the base of the mountain, there are large, carved stones etched with images of Egyptian-style cattle and bulls. Proponents interpret this as the altar built by the Israelites for the golden calf. Boundary markers. Stones piled around the base of the mountain are believed by some to be the boundary markers Moses set up to prevent the people from crossing and touching the holy mountain. Exodus 19:12. 5. The challenge of verification. Academic dismissal. mainstream biblical archaeologists are highly skeptical of the Jebel al-Lawz claims. They argue that the blackened rocks are natural geological formations. The petroglyphs of cattle are common ancient Thammudic art. And the altar is misidentified. Political obstacles. The region around Jebel al-Lawz is a restricted military zone in Saudi Arabia. This political reality has made proper, extensive, peer-reviewed archaeological excavation impossible, leaving the claims unverified and relegated to popular speculation rather than academic consensus. Part 3: Theological takeaway. The importance of the covenant. The great debate over the location of Mount Sinai highlights a crucial theological principle: God's intent. It is highly likely that the ambiguity over the location is deliberate. If God had wanted the precise location to be a permanent, easily accessible relic, He would have preserved it unambiguously. Instead, He ensured that the focus remained on the covenant established there, not the stone or the location. The theological certainty, the moral lesson that transcends the geographical debate, is that God met Israel on a mountain called Sinai Horeb, established the law, and proved His power. Whether in the Sinai Peninsula or the Arabian Peninsula, the importance lies in the divine event, not the GPS coordinates. The final answer, the most satisfying answer to where is the real Mount Sinai, it is the mountain where God revealed His law. While we may continue to study the geographical and scriptural clues, we must ultimately rest in the certainty of the covenant made there. If this deep dive into the Mount Sinai debate has enlightened your understanding of biblical geography and theology, please hit the like button and subscribe to Know Bible for Self. Which location, Jebel Musa or Jebel al-Lawz, do you find more convincing, and why? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching.